Who needs a low noise floor these days anyway? It is so overrated. Welcome to QRM.
Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the QRM podcast. I'm Andy, N0APX, product manager at World Radio League.
And good afternoon, I'm Jim, N4BFR. I am the lead instructor at Ham Radio Prep.
Great to see you again, Jim. Today we've got a very special guest. We've got Dave WN4AFP. He's the director of the, I'm going to mess this up, the director of the State QSO Party Challenge. Is that right?
That sounds good.
All right. Awesome. All right. So we'll be diving into that here in just a little bit. But first of all, we're going to kind of give you a rundown of what we got new going on at World Radio League and Ham Radio Prep. So, Jim, kick us off. What's going on over at Ham Radio Prep these days?
I think that's the last time we had a QRM podcast. We launched a new course, and that is our space and satellite operations course. So we heard from a lot of our users that they wanted to get into, working the satellites like AO7 and working the ISS, but there didn't feel like the tutorials that were out there matched the way they wanted to learn. So we put together this course, and so far we've had some great feedback on it. It takes people from really explaining what an amateur radio satellite is all the way up through the tricky part, like Keplerian elements and Doppler shift and all those kind of things. So by the time you really start making contacts and you see progression along the way, that you start simple and work your way up, by the time you get done, you're ready to go work an astronaut. So we hope people get a lot of good enjoyment out of it. And so far we've had nothing but positive feedback. So glad to hear that.
Absolutely. Is there anything else new or happening over at Ham Radio Prep?
Well, I think that's the big thing. We've been out and about. We were at the Huntsville Ham Fest. We've had some of our friends at some other Ham Fests. I'm personally going to go down to the Melbourne Ham Fest and hang out with POTA Power in October. So
Awesome.
Lots of people, lots of engagement, and some other courses that we're working on that I don't know that we're ready to completely reveal yet, but we'll have some fun in the parks. How about that for a teaser?
Sounds fantastic. Looking forward to that. So that'll be a lot of fun to see that when it comes out. Over on the World Radio League side, it's been a minute since we've released an episode of QRM. So we've had a lot of updates, a lot of upgrades. So I would recommend going over to our World Radio League YouTube channel, checking out some of the videos we've released over there on some of the new features we've had. And we've got a ton of new stuff going on. The last month or so, we've been really deep in a database upgrade. And once that is completed, we'll be back to our regular schedule of a consistent stream of new features. But we're in the middle of that. Should be just, I think we're planning on a couple more weeks, and that should be, or at the time of this recording anyway, and that should be done and ready to release. So a lot of things going on, but I can't really tell you exactly what our next features are going to be. We've got some really exciting ones. I will say desktop app is coming, so keep an eye out for that. That's a really big one. Other than that, we'll keep the wraps on some of the stuff that's coming. But we got some exciting things coming down the pipe. So also, we've been doing a lot of presentations for ham radio clubs. So if your club would like to have us present World Radio League software or even the Ham Radio Prep system, reach out, let us know. Partnerships@hamradioprep.com is what you're going to want to email. And we'll get you set up. We'll have somebody from the team come and do a presentation for you. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'd love to go and get on and visit some club meetings virtually and talk about the specialty courses we have and how existing hams can get upgraded too, because that's an important part about what we do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a ton of fun. And I've been doing quite a few of the World Radio League presentations. I've even been throwing in some ham radio prep stuff for the folks who want it. So, but we're gonna need to bring you in, Professor, on some of that here soon. But with all that being said, that's we're gonna jump right on into our main topic here after a quick break and talk to Dave and get a really good idea of what he's all about, what his team's all about, right after this. So stay tuned. This episode of the QRM podcast is brought to you by Ham Radio Prep. With extensive video and text courses for all U.S. amateur license levels, Ham Radio Prep is the best way to study for your license. Their unique bite-sized approach makes lesson retention faster and easier than ever. Sign up today at hamradioprep.com. This episode is also brought to you by World Radio League. Whether you're a brand new ham or a seasoned operator, World Radio League is the right logbook for you. Striking the balance between functionality and ease of use, World Radio League is the modern logbook for all hams. Sign up for free today at worldradioleague.com. All right, we're back with Dave WN4AFP. He's the director of the State QSO Party Challenge. So, Dave, tell us what that's all about. Give us the rundown. What you got going on. We may stop you for questions periodically, but go ahead, give us the rundown.
Very good. Thanks, Andy. It's good to be here with you and Jim and WRL. We appreciate what you guys are doing. I'm Dave Edmonds, the director of the State QSO Party Challenge, and this is our 6th year with the State QSO Party Challenge. And we believe that we've kind of changed QSO Party contesting as we know it today. This idea came along basically it was November of 2019, and I woke up on a Friday morning at 3 a.m. and I had this vision of developing somehow tying the QSO parties together. There are so many QSO parties. You know, you'll have a QSO party every week or 2 or 3 every weekend, and you'll operate the QSO party. The next week you operate a new one, and then the next week it's operating another one. And so it's kind of like you're just kind of starting over every time. And what I wanted to do is kind of put these together somehow. And the idea came to me similar to NASCAR. If you're familiar with stock car racing, NASCAR, the drivers go to different tracks, every week or 2 weeks, whatever, during the season. And they're driving on different tracks, and they're racing against each other. The winners, of course, collect points as the season goes along, and at the end of the season, then they're awarded the cup. So that's kind of the thing I was looking for, because all of the tracks are different, and they all have their, different curves, different. You have to go. I guess strategy is so different at each one, and that's the way the QSO parties are. If you've worked QSO parties, you know what I'm talking about. There's a target state typically for every QSO party, and that's that home state. So, example, the South Carolina QSO Party, which I'm the director of. Everyone is trying to contact operators in South Carolina or in that target state. So anyone that's close in may have a difficult time on 20 meters on the high bands, but they'll do very well on the low bands. But the ones that are a little further out may have a distinct advantage. And so it's every weekend that a different contest is on, you have to develop a strategy for how to work this contest. So it's very, very interesting that from that viewpoint. It is all of these contests are different. They have different rules, and so you do have to think about what you're doing and prepare for that ahead of time. You can't just jump on and start running because typically it's unless you're in the target state, it's S&P pretty much all the way. You can do some running, but most of the time it's S&P. But
it always surprised me when I'd hear people trying to run from outside the state, CQ, anyone in the Georgia QSO Party kind of thing. And hopefully they're successful, but it just it sounds a little off to my ear, if nothing else.
It is a little different, and it is challenging, but it is a strategy that some use and use very well. I've done it before, and been successful, but it takes some time to learn when to do it, how to do it, and and what QSO party to do it in. It's so much strategy involved with these, and every
So
contact counts.
for
What?
some of our newer listeners, can you define S&P just so they know what you're talking about?
It's a contesting term that we all use. It's search and pounce. So basically, we're hunting, trying to find the target individuals in the target state and working them in the different counties. Those are multipliers in the typical QSO party. So our goal is to work all the counties in the state for multipliers, and we get points as we work the stations too. So when an S&P mode, since you're not in the target state, we're aiming toward that target state, and we're trying to work all of the stations possible within that in that state or that region or that province.
So one weekend a year, you'll be the target, and the other 50 plus weekends a year, you'll be targeting other states because, and I don't know if we said it explicitly, but a state QSO party is a weekend where ham operators throughout the state agree to activate their state. So one weekend it's Georgia, another weekend it's South Carolina, and so on and so on and so on. One of the benefits of QSO parties is if you're somebody who likes to hunt states and you want to get worked all states on a particular band or mode or whatever, knowing when these QSO parties are is really advantageous to award chasers, not just people in the contest like Dave you're talking about, but people in general, hams in general, who are trying to do some other things in ham radio as far as awards go.
That is correct. And another award that I've been involved, I'm still chasing, is the Work All Counties Award.
Oh yeah,
the USACA County Hunters Award. And each weekend, of course, if you're South Carolina's on, we have 46 counties. Chances are you're going to work a majority, maybe even all of those during that one contest.
Right.
So this is the QSO parties are a great way for someone to work all of the counties in the country and maybe even do it very quickly. I've been doing it. I've been chasing it for 50 years, and I still haven't done it yet.
There you go. All the QSO parties I've seen definitely are asking hams to make sure that all the counties get activated in the state. And I think in Georgia, it's some ridiculous number of counties, like 140 or something. But it's a challenge to not only get every county activated during a QSO party, but to then try and chase all the counties from outside the state. So there's a lot of complexity in the QSO party weekend.
There is. And Andy, back to your original question, where all this got started. I told you kind of the background, but it started in 2020. The first weekend was the first weekend in February, and I came up with the idea in November of 2019. So we had about 8 weeks.
Oh wow!
To put this thing together, promote it, and make sure it worked. Okay. I want to thank the team that I helped put together. We have several people involved, but the current team is WB9CIF Mark, K4SBZ Stan. And I'm looking at my notes because I always leave one out. So, K8ZT Anthony. You'll probably know Anthony. N8II Jeff. And VE3 Yankee Tango, V3YT Vic. And we've had some other members that were involved with the initial founding of this, but we've had a pretty stable crew for a while, and we've had just an amazing team. But we started in 2020, and some amazing things happened during the 8 weeks. WA7BNM Bruce helped us develop our data processing area, our scoreboard and everything. So it's based upon 3830 entries on 3830scores.com. So it's not based upon sending your login to the state QSO parties, but it's based upon your activity, and it's an individual awards that we offer, not as a call sign, but the like if you're in a multi-operator, the single ops in that multi-op get credit. So
Got it.
basically, the way someone gets credit would be to operate in each of the 40, or at least 2 of the 48 approved QSO Parties contest, and make 2 contacts in that contest. So it sounds pretty simple.
So 4 contacts total will get you
4 contacts total will qualify you for the State QSO Party Challenge.
Oh, great.
So
Okay.
you want to, of course, make more than that, but that's the initial threshold.
Dave, can you explain what 3830 is? I know, but
Okay.
we get a lot of new people, and I want to make sure that they know.
Apologize for going
that's okay.
too fast here.
No. We do this. We do this all the time, Dave. Every term we can deep dive on every term. If we
I feel like I've got so much to share. Okay, 3830scores.com is a website and a database system that Bruce Horn, WA7BNM, created many years ago, probably 15 or 20 years ago. And it's been running ever since. And this is a database or a website where you can go and input your scores from many contests. And we're especially focused on QSO parties. So you can input your scores from every QSO party that you work into 3830. And you can immediately see how you competed or compared to your score compared to other individuals playing at the time. And you can see raw results. These are just based upon, with your honor system kind of entry. And then you would submit your log to the sponsor state QSO party or the contest administration.
So if I was to summarize, it's a more real-time view, contester to contester, log sharing for particular contests. And if we used an outside a QSO party example, or let's use a QSO party example. So if I was in the Florida QSO party and I submitted my logs, those logs go to the organizers and nobody else sees them for a while until they're all parsed and analyzed.
That is
with a 3830, you can also share your log with the community, and the community can then see kind of, oh, look, there's Dave. He made 50 contacts and he got this county, whereas I made 35, but I got 2 other counties. And it just helps you have a more real-time view of the logs instead of, in some cases, you wait 6-9 months for a log for a contest to announce their awards.
You are correct, Jim.
Yep.
That is a good summation. That's really good. So the State QSO Party Challenge, as we moved ahead, we came along. We started thinking about how can we make this even better, and there are several things that we're trying to do. One of our goals is to promote QSO Party contesting, and do everything we can to make it more interesting and more exciting every day. Now. Down the road. And we're also a resource for State QSO Party sponsors and also for operators. This is an area that we're starting to develop even more. And one of the ways that we're doing this, of course, is when we partnered up with WRL to, one of the things we were looking for is to locate a logging software that could handle QSO parties, but also POTA operations. So a software system that would, or a logger, if you will, that would handle those 2 things at the same time. Simultaneously, you could operate both. And we've been looking for a little while to find that. And WRL, I believe, is the answer for this. So that's why we jumped on and we contacted y'all as soon as possible about this. And so those are the kind of things we're doing. As far as our awards program, you can go to stateqsoparty.com and see all those. But quickly, they're the State QSO Party Challenge, which is the main program that we have. These others are part of it, which is the Work All QSO Parties. We do offer a certificate and an award for that, a ranking for that. Also, we have the Club Challenge, which we started in 2024. So when you submit your log or submit your scores to 3830, you include your club name. And so we tally up all the clubs and take the data from 3830 and rank those. So we have a leaderboard right now. It's not a real-time leaderboard, but it's a huge job putting that together.
Dave, are those contest clubs in general, or are they just your average county ham club?
A good question. Of course, some of the top ranked on the leaderboard are the contest clubs. The Minnesota Wireless Association won it last year with many contacts and many entries. But I've seen just a variety of clubs. I mean, they're general clubs, general service clubs, if you will, not just contest clubs. And we have right now, I believe, about 98 clubs that are participating in this. And so, again, all the members have to do is just submit their scores to 3830, and we'll take it from there. And then this year we started the Mobile and Portable Challenge, State QSO Party Mobile Portable Challenge. One of the things that I look forward to every year is recruiting operators for the South Carolina QSO Party, and there are other admins like myself out there, 48 or 9 of them out there or more, that are looking for operators for their contest. And if you operate mobile or portable, you can operate from different counties in the state, and every time you change counties, you're starting over. Everybody can work you again, so you get credit. I would get credit like if you were mobile in Texas. Every time you change counties, I would get credit for a new contact and maybe even a new multiplier, a new county. So
Nice.
Mobile operation and portable operation are just they're the bloodline to the to QSO Party contesting. I mean, if we have there have been times when we've had like 2 or 3 mobiles, and then times when we've had 10 or 12 portable mobile operators, and there's a huge difference in the activity there. So that those are important to us. So we developed the Mobile Portable Challenge to create more activity in that area. And of course, POTA operators, we love you. And we're trying to invite as many POTA operators as possible to get on board the QSO Party bandwagon and come in and join us. You can do both at the same time, I promise. So that's our newest
absolutely.
endeavor. And just another little stat for you. In 2019, there were around 3,000 3830 entries logged. In 2020, it went up to over 10,000.
Wow.
Nice.
So this means there are over 10,000 contest entries during the year, and these are only in the QSO Party contest. And we have 45 at that time, 47 contests. Right now, we have 48 QSO Party contests.
Okay,
and
who's? I've been waiting to ask. Who's the 2? Who are we missing? Let's shame them.
Well, there's regional contest,
Right.
like the 7QP, the New England contest, the New England QSO Party. There's several provinces in Canada, the British Columbia contest, the Prairies contest, which is a new one, the Atlantic Canada contest, which is brand new this year. And, so we've had some new contests, even thanks to the QSO Party Challenge, more activities gone up. So more and more provinces, states are getting involved.
So 48 parties, but they cover all 50 states, and some are multiple states.
Well,
Can you explain that a
there's
little bit?
one state that there are a couple of states one state that's not involved with this, and I
Okay.
don't understand exactly why. Alaska.
Oh,
They're
that'd
not
be a
part
great
of
one to get.
Yeah, they're not part of the 7th QSO Party.
Mhm.
But so they're kind of out there. They haven't started the QSO Party yet, so maybe that's our next one. Who knows?
There you go.
So do you have? I heard you say You were talking earlier about the clubs. You've got several clubs that participate. So do you have a separate category for clubs? Do you have a separate category for individual operators? How does that work?
Okay. Well, it all starts with the individual operator. Everything is based upon the individual, their performance, and then the club challenge is um, a, a contest within a contest. The club challenge is takes all of the individual scores and all the individuals from, let's say, my club, the Swamp Fox Contest Club, is tallied together. And the way that the score works is that all the entries are multiplied by all of the QSOs that the club makes. So the multipliers basically is the entries, and then the number of QSOs. You multiply those together, and that's where the points come from. So our goal is for every member to at least make 2 contacts, and at least some contacts in every QSO party, and you can really, really have a great score at the end. So that's kind of how that works.
So if I just decided tomorrow I want to get started in the State QSO Party Challenge, really all I need to do is get on the air on a weekend, find a QSO party, make at least 2 contacts, and submit that to 3830scores.com. And once I've done that twice, I'm in.
Right. You are.
Okay.
That's all you have to do.
I could. How quickly do you have to submit your log? Because I probably got QSO Party logs from earlier this year.
Okay. You can still add those. You have to contact Bruce, WA7BNM. Look on 3830 scores for the details on how to do that. But you can do that after the fact. But there is it's typically the time frame of when the sponsor contest has their log entry or log submission window. It could be longer, so it's there's not a definite rule, I don't think, but it's a reasonable amount of time for you to get your points in.
Like I'm looking now and I see Tennessee QSO Party is one of the ones that I could submit if I had worked that. Either had worked or working, whichever weekend it is.
That was just yesterday. Yes.
Just yesterday. Okay.
Yes.
So if I'd worked that yesterday, I could still submit my log, and that could be one of my 2.
Absolutely.
Terrific.
And you would be on our leaderboard immediately.
Woohoo.
Cool. So when is the score calculated? What what time of year? When's that all?
Okay. The SQP challenge, State QSO Party challenge, is real time leaderboard. Again, thanks to Bruce, he helped us, and K8ZT Anthony helped us put that together, and it's amazing. So we don't have to crunch that data at all. So you can go to our site, State QSO Party Challenge, or stateqsoparty.com, and you can go there and see the numbers immediately, real time, and you can see how you did, in every contest. So it's really cool. It includes the number of contests that you've been in, that you've entered, the number of QSOs, and your score. And so it's a really neat thing.
And so does that leaderboard just reset once per year? Is that how that works?
It does, correct. And we save the final data available to you through that leaderboard system. But also, we put together, our final report for the year and kind of highlight the top 10. Those top 10 operators would receive a plaque from us, and we want to recognize those for their extraordinary effort in this challenge. And
awesome.
There are tons of QSOs some of our top 10 make 6,000-7,000 contacts a year in the QSO parties. So it's just amazing.
I'm flipping through the list, and I definitely see some call signs that I know I've worked before, either in QSO parties or other contests. So I get it. So to be clear, you said there's, it doesn't have to be an individual state QSO party, right? So if it's like the 7 area QSO party or the New England QSO party, those are in and part of your event.
That is correct.
Okay.
Early on, we were trying to figure out what do we do with these, but we included them because they're a QSO party. It's not exactly a state, but still there's a target area, our target zone that we're targeting, the target state,
Right.
if you will. That's really what defines a state QSO party or a QSO party. You'll hear other contests called QSO parties, but not exactly like the state QSO parties.
Got it.
That's kind of how that works.
You may have hit upon this just a tad earlier. Is there any benefits to Parks on the Air operations as far as the State QSO Party Challenge is concerned?
Okay. First, of course, as I mentioned, State QSO, the POTA operator can have a blast in the State QSO Party contest. If you think operating POTA is a blast, a rush when you're running from POTA, just wait till you operate in the State QSO Party Challenge and you operate from several state parks. You're really going to be bombarded. There's an individual that runs mobile AD4EB Jim out of Tennessee, and he runs probably 20-25 counties a contest, and the numbers have been over 2,000 or more, and several other mobile operators do this too, so that the numbers are incredible. So as they go through these counties, you have at least probably 8 to 10 minutes to work them. So you get the whole world's calling them in those 8 or 10, 12, 15 minutes. That's what mobile operating in the QSO parties is like. And you listen sometime, especially like yesterday when you during the contest. It's just amazing. So with the POTA operation, there's situations where the POTA operator can possibly be in 2 counties at one time, maybe sitting on a county line from a state park. So when you're operating POTA, let's say you're operating portable from a county line, you're giving out 2 multipliers or 2 counties for every contact that you make.
It's almost a little like POTA, multi-park POTA, where I could go to a place where, for instance, I could go to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and that's a POTA site, but the Appalachian Trail runs through it. And if I'm sitting right next to the trail in the park, that counts for both.
Exactly. The same kind of idea. Yep. And so
you could do that in Tennessee, and then you could do that in Virginia because it kind of runs through both. So
you can do it on the state lines and also county lines, and there are rules. Each QSO party has different rules for county line operation. But trust me, we love mobile and portable operators because of the reasons I've mentioned.
QSO parties are a lot of fun, and I just moved from Georgia, and so I participated in the Georgia QSO Party quite a bit. And I remember one year early on, this is before big Parks on the Air push. I just wanted to go out and they call it a rover. And you go out and you activate 4 or 5 different parks. And so I planned a weekend, and I took my wife down to Tybee Island and activated there, and then went and got a lot of the little counties there that are rarely activated and had fun that way. So
exactly.
It's a nice overlay. So even if you're, dedicated to your state QSO party, but want to get involved in a couple other things and chase a little bit, it sounds like you could have a lot of fun doing that and still be involved in the state QSO Party Challenge.
You sure can. And one thing that I hear a lot of when I'm on the air, I'll hear some POTA operators calling CQ POTA during their state's weekend. Or a state contest when the same weekend the state contest is on. And I'm like, you guys need to get involved with the state contest.
Well, that's another great point, is that the POTA rules generally say you don't have to call CQ POTA if you're in a park. You just can operate from a park and log and, do it while you're in a QSO party or field day or those kind of things. So that's a lot of fun. Field day is out of scope for your QSO party?
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, it's just, it's, State
It's the
QSO
whole
Parties
behemoth
only.
on itself.
Biggest
Okay,
parts.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
totally.
that makes sense.
Well, there's so
Cool.
many.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep. What
Yeah.
what
So
do
any-
you
Go
what do
ahead,
you
Jim.
like
Go
to
ahead,
do
Jim.
as a
You're good.
what do you like to do as a chaser? So you've been talking about operating a little bit.
Right.
Are there advantages to going out in the park and chasing some QSO party contacts, or do you just like to sit at home and say, "Well, I'm going to spend 2 hours on a weekend and really focus on it"? Or what's
Well,
your strategy?
okay. I've been doing this since 2014. So this is my 11th year in QSO Party contesting, and I've been licensed since 1975. So I've been an amateur for 50 years now. Celebrated 50 years this year, and I've done many different things out there. I've also been a county hunter. I've run counties from my car. I've taken off and just like I'm gonna go run counties and just go,
Okay.
And
I get it.
so I've done that. I've been out in the car. I've done all that, and since I've got involved with the QSO parties, I'm also a contester. So I work all of the other major contests. I'm part of a multi-op that I help lead and develop that scheduling and things like that. So I'm involved with every contesting in general. But the QSO Party contest has always been my thing because it's so unique and everything, and also new operators can get involved with it very quickly, very easily, and jump in and go with it. The typical QSO Party runs from, let's say, 1300 a.m. on the Saturday to maybe 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. There's many. There are more one-day QSO parties than the weekends, but there are also 2-day contests. Florida has one, Pennsylvania, Kansas, and several others. Tennessee did one from 1 o'clock yesterday, 1 o'clock Eastern, to 11 o'clock last night. So they're not as long as the 48-hour, CQWWs or whatever. So that gives you less time that you're away from everything else, but you can work them pretty easily. You can stay BIC, butt in the chair for the whole contest usually. And if you're going to win a contest, you have to be there from the beginning to the end now. Early on, I mentioned the activity has changed since 2019. Before 2020, you could work a few hours and maybe win the thing, but not anymore. I've got 40 plus first place wins so far in the State QSO parties.
Nice.
So one of my goals is to work to win a plaque at every QSO party. So
wow.
How
close are you?
I've got a little over half of them so far.
Wow. Doing better than me. You're doing better than me. I've got one.
Well, I've got some certificates somewhere.
Yeah. It's really cool to win a contest. And I mentioned it's good for the new operators or the small stations. Let me tell you about my station that I had in my first few wins in my pre-2019 days. I was running an ICOM 730, dipoles at 15 feet, and have won State QSO Party contest with those. But I've also got a couple of awards over here from CQWPX, first place North America.
Nice.
Nice. That's awesome.
And I say that I don't mean to boast or brag, but I'm saying anyone if they are committed to it, if they learn and develop their skills, the station is important. But in QSO Party contesting, if your station can reach from, the East Coast to the West Coast, you're going to be fine. You don't have to have aluminum, 60, 70 foot towers, etc., to do it. Now we do compete with those guys too. And I've competed with others who kind of the David and Goliath kind of thing, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it's really cool to win those.
Well, and
yeah,
Awesome.
I think people getting started in operating QSO parties can set themselves smaller challenges and work their way up. So
absolutely.
a lot of QSO parties will give an award for only SSB or only CW, or some have digital, some don't. So if you're really into digital, you could just go all in and try and win the digital award first, and then work your way up the ladder, and then say, okay, well, now I got the digital award. What do I need to change to be broader? And that goes for a lot of contests too.
Right. I mean, you have different categories for many contests, but in State QSO Party contesting, you usually have a few more, for sure, like you're talking about.
So in the overall State QSO Party challenge, is it, do you do a distinction between sideband, CW, digital contacts, or is it all one?
It's all mixed. It's
just
we
gross
haven't
number
done
of contacts.
That's correct. We haven't done that at all.
Nothing by power level either.
No.
Okay.
We just want to put everybody, go do it. And
so a little QRPer has just as much right and chance to win as
that's exactly right.
That guy with the big tower and 1500 watt amp.
Right. And I was talking about some our numbers. In 2020 it went up to like 11,000. Last year we had 12,500 QSO 3830 entries last year.
Okay.
Wow.
And we've been averaging 11 since it began.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just been going up. We had a 22% increase from 23 to 24. And we'll see how 2025 was already going up. So
I'm looking at your QSO Party calendar on your website. And so I missed Tennessee, and we're recording this on September 8th. So it'll come out a few days later. But it looks like that the QSO part, there's still more than a dozen QSO parties left to go this year that I could potentially get involved in, including I'm looking at 5 the weekend of the 20th.
Yes,
of September. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch coming up.
That's a big weekend. And I talked about strategy. How do you operate in 5 QSO parties and actually do well in them?
Yeah,
that takes a lot of planning, and it takes you have to really, I would say it takes a few years to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I do have a partial tip for that though.
Okay.
And it involves the World Radio League, Andy. Okay. So because you can do a World Radio League log in a web browser, what I will do is I will create a log for each QSO party if there's multiple contests or QSO parties in a weekend, and then each one's a tab. So as I'm going up and down the aisle, there's Texas, open the Texas tab, log that. There's Indiana, open up the Indiana tab, log that. And I can keep my contacts in order without having to go and shuffle them later, all in, and I'm just using web browser to do it. So there are tricks and ways to do that.
There are ways. And in the
Andy, am I giving away tricks that you don't want me to give away?
No, that's perfect.
No.
I was thinking the same thing as you was talking there. That's exactly
that's
the
the
way
reason to use WRL.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Right. And the weekend in May, the first weekend in May is the 4QP, and it was probably one of the first weekends that where we had multiple QSO parties, and that's Delaware, Indiana, the 7th QP, and the New England QP. Two of the big regionals are in the same weekend.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's a crazy weekend.
Crazy weekend.
And trying to work well on all of those, it's very difficult. You typically find the one that's that you can do well in, that you can operate maybe more than a couple of bands on and make contacts in, and you do really.
I'm looking
well.
back at my logs, and I got 3 logs. I've got a 7 QP, an Indiana QP, and a New England QP from that.
You're
weekend.
done. You got it.
There we go. I got them. That
Nice.
only wasn't too late to submit them.
Right. And I was going to say that on the 4QP weekend, N1MM came up with a combined log for that weekend, and that's the only time that's ever been done, and probably the only time it will be done in the future. But so our group, and along with Bruce Horn, came on with a way to parse the log out. So you export your Cabrillo log, and you can go to our website, and you'll see the 4QP logger, and that'll parse out your score, so you'll be able to know how many contacts you've made in each one. So
Nice.
anyway,
Nice.
that's
Nice.
just
So
one of the other things that
lots of ways to do it, for sure.
There are.
Yeah.
There are.
Andy, I'm hogging up the question. Sorry, please.
Oh, you're
Be my guest.
good, Jim. You're good. I have participated in a few QSO parties, but a lot of it's stuff that I haven't really delved into a whole ton. So I'm glad that you're able to take over some of the questions there. I'm sitting here learning a lot. So as I said earlier, we're doing a lot of upgrades to our database system with World Radio League, and I know James and Brad and the guys on the team are really excited. Once we get past this upgrade here in a couple of weeks, I'm sure we're going to be coming back to you working on, leveling up our process and our participation in this even further. And we're really super excited about that. So, what other information is there about this that we haven't covered so far? What's something that we haven't asked you that maybe we should have?
Wow. We've got the different awards that's available, on the site.
Mm-hmm.
Just that our goal is to develop operators and, really bridge the gap with POTA. I can't say that enough. This
Cool.
is my personal mission over the last year or so, is to do that.
Yeah.
And
well, that's
so
awesome.
if you're a POTA operator, please reach out to the State QSO Party in your state. Let the administrator know, you want to get involved, and they will help you. They will definitely encourage you to get involved and help you any way that they can, I'm sure. And if they can't, we will be glad, our team will be glad to help you. So reach out to us. Our website, emails on the site. Just send us an email if you have any questions about
that site. It'll be in the show notes for any of y'all who want to check that out. Go ahead, Jim.
Just reach out to us.
Yeah.
Great.
Terrific. Dave, let's say that I'm watching this and I'm a relatively new ham. I've got my general. I've made a couple of HF contacts. I'm not ready to go out in a park, but trying to get a bunch of different contacts in one state on a weekend sounds like fun. What's going to be my experience when I go to do that?
Okay. When you're operating in the state?
When I'm out going out of state.
Okay.
Let's say I'm in Florida and I want to get everybody in Texas one weekend.
Okay. Well, of course, know the schedule of the contest for sure.
Right.
And in many of the states, they'll have planned rover trips or planned activations on the site. So you can go and you can find out when the mobiles are going to be in different counties. And as I mentioned, 84EB has his set up to the minute of each county he's going to be in during the trip. In the Florida QSO Party, there's even an Excel spreadsheet that has all of the mobile operators and portable operators, where they're going to be and when they're going to be there. So that's one of the tools that's available for some of the contests. But I would say get on when it starts. Is where it's going to be most activity will be there. You can work CW or phone. I would suggest, if you can operate more than one mode, you'll have a good more fun. But if you can operate sideband only, then there's typically an award for sideband only, and typically high power, low power, and QRP. You have those different levels. So there's an opportunity for everybody to get involved with. So what do? You definitely listen a lot. You're tuning up the band up and down. there's a QSO Party hub, which is a spotting site for QSO parties only. And so there's a online spotter page for each QSO party. So let's during the Tennessee QSO Party, you could go to this one site, just like the POTA spotter page. You know, you go to this one site and actually see who's in the different counties, especially the mobile operators, but fixed stations also. So that's one tool. Another tool that you can use too.
Yep.
Cool.
So Dave, I'm set up in Florida. You're in the South Carolina QSO Party. You're calling CQ, SCQP, or whatever. Right. I reach out to you. What are you going to tell me? Are we going to do what's the exchange?
Okay, sure. N4BFR, this is WN4AFP. You're 5'9" in Greenville County, South Carolina. And so the exchange is the report, typically the report, signal report, and the county. That's my report. Your report's going to be 5'9",
5'9", and the state,
Florida.
The state I'm in, Florida. So if I want to chase QSO Party contacts, really all I need to know is my state, and I'm going to accumulate the different counties as they're given back to me in the exchange.
Right. The counties will have typically an abbreviated county code. So like, let's say Greenville County, South Carolina, where I am, is GVIL. And there's a list on the website, and possibly, I think it's also included in WRL in the dropdown, if I'm not mistaken.
I've done the Georgia QSO Party, and I don't know how many hundreds of times I've said DeKalb County, Delta Kilo Lima Bravo, DeKalb County, Delta Kilo Lima Bravo.
Exactly.
So that's what the person in the state will be sending, and you're going to send your state back so they can log that.
And one thing about
just to clarify, the abbreviation, you're good. The abbreviation is what's required by the log submission, right? That's what's required in the actual abbreviation.
You have to include that is the
abbreviation in there
in your Cabrillo log, and it's the abbreviation.
And like you said, those are available in World Radio League. You know, it'll flag you if it's something outside of our set list of counties for that state. It will say that's not a valid entry. It will make you, pick an actual county.
Right.
Yeah. So
you
anyway,
will hear from time to time. You will hear something other than what it should be. From some, they may have the letters mixed up or something. So definitely the drop down helps us do it right. And accuracy, I have to say, I'm totally built on accuracy is the key to winning a contest, in my view. I mean, you have to do the activity, but you also have to log accurately. You have to make sure that you record who you worked, accurately for it to count, because the logs will be matched against each other in many of the contests. And so, if it's not exact, you don't get credit. So it's very important that's done well.
Andy, might be a good time to mention if you're going into the World Radio League logbook, there is a separate way to start a QSO Party log, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So what you're going to do if you want to participate in one of the QSO parties, you want to go down to the contest tab on the left-hand menu on your World Radio League account. You'll have a bunch of different tabs over there on the side. And
looks like a little trophy.
Yeah, exactly. Right in the middle there, there's a contest tab. You can open that up, jump in there. It'll give you a current list of active contests going on, and ones that that are coming up, ones that have closed previously, and you can pick one of those contests, and you don't have to have a paid account on World Radio League to participate in our contest. Totally free. You just enroll there. What that does, it takes you straight into the contest interface, so it gives you this full-on contest experience right there. It also creates that logbook where it'll show up in your logbooks list. So if you go back over to your logbooks list in World Radio League, that contest logbook will pop it up in there as a new logbook. You can log straight into there, same logging experience, but if you want all the contest stats, all that in your tabbed view across the top of the the top of your page where you can, see the countdown timer on the contest, all that stuff. You want to go back to the contest page and reopen that logbook there to get all that. But, directly logging is available in both places into that logbook. So it's a really intuitive process once you open it up. Really simple, easy to set up, and we've really been working that over this year, the past several months. Brad's been in contact with Dave to Brad K4AZE. He's been handling a lot of the contest side of things in World Radio League, and he's been working with Dave quite a bit to make sure that we have these QSO parties up to the level where we want them, and hopefully soon even beyond where we're at now. We'll be upgrading even further. But yeah, really simple and easy process there.
Cool. Dave, so you've said you've got top 10s and those kind of things. How competitive is your annual event? So I took a quick look at the standings now, and it looks like there's 20 or 30 people who have worked 35 or 36 contests. So they've got a lot of skin in the game, or QSO Party. Sorry.
Yes.
If I was dedicated and ready to, give up most weekends between February and October, do I have a reasonable chance at being successful?
The most important element of this is participating in every QSO party that's approved.
Okay.
So all 48, that's the multiplier. Okay. It's very important that you do those. But if you're operating portable or mobile, and you'll make many, many more contacts. And if you operate in all the contests, your numbers will go up. And how competitive is it? Extremely competitive. The top 20 or so, if you look at those numbers, and which you probably did, everybody in the top 20 or so has already worked 30, 33, 34 QSO parties. I think they're 36 already done, 35, 36 already.
Right.
So 35, I think, is already done. So I've got 34.
Yeah.
I was on the anniversary during one of those, the West Virginia QSO Party, and I didn't stash away a rig and an antenna. There are folks that do that have done that, and that's how fanatical we are.
There you go.
Once you get involved with QSO Party contests, and I've said this over and over, once you start getting involved with it, it's tough to get away from it. I mean, you start, sleeping and drinking this thing, because you can do it every weekend during the season, pretty much.
So I'm looking at
the big contest.
I'm looking at the scoreboard, and it looks like, and I'm not trying to game the system, but it looks like repetition and getting into every QSO party will rank you higher. So if you miss one, you're dropping it right now. I'm looking at the list, and it says the first person with 35 contacts is 29th, or 35 QSO parties, and everybody from 28 and above has 36 QSO parties. So that's interesting. It really does play into your earlier analogy of kind of NASCAR cup racing, where if you're in every race, you're automatically kind of do better. And then the higher you perform in each race, that's going to move you up towards the top as well.
That's great. And you don't have to win every contest either. Right. You have to finish. You have to participate and do well to do well in it.
In NASCAR, they say in order to finish first, you first must finish.
That's exactly same thing.
It's got to be on the track.
Absolutely. So that's definitely important.
Awesome.
So Dave, do you guys have anything in the works moving forward? Anything new that you guys are working on that may be interesting?
As I mentioned, one of the areas that we're trying to develop is our resources area. We're trying to assist and help the QSO Party sponsors, also the operators, in having more enjoying it more, having the resources they need to, let's say for the State QSO Party admins and sponsors, if they have questions and concerns about how to operate a State QSO Party, or scoring, or awards, or anything regarding the award or a QSO Party, we're here to assist. We're here to help and provide advice. Basically, we're not going to run the party for you or anything like that, but we are available to assist, and we have some plans in the works to even help or target not target. I didn't mean to say that, but we are definitely looking at developing that area of the QSO Party group, or the challenge, so that the QSO parties will be able to handle the increased activity that has come from the challenge and other things. And when we look back over the years, 2020 was our first year. That was COVID. You remember COVID year, 2020. And so everybody was home. A lot of people were home, had time to operate, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But it kept going every year. So, first they said, well, it's probably COVID. Well, we believe that the program has been very successful.
Super successful. Yeah.
We've had a few bumps in the road, but not anything significant, or really it's been amazingly smooth. And
awesome.
It's
awesome. That's awesome.
It's really been neat.
I'm intrigued.
I'm just thrilled to be a part of it.
I'm very casual about QSO parties, except for whichever state I'm living in at the time, I guess would be a good way to say it. But I really like the idea of getting in there and at least getting some extra credit for when I do spend a few hours in an afternoon on a weekend working some QSO party contacts. So to me, this feels like just another fun way to build up my tools. And hey, maybe I'll make some new friends along the way, because I'll meet a couple of other people around who are doing the same thing.
And believe it or not, I mean, there are operators that I compete with week in and week out that I've been competing with for 10 years now. And we get to know each other, and we help each other get better, get stronger. These
nice.
I mean, we're competitors, yes, in those pileups, but we're support. We want to help help us all to get better, to be better contesters, and to improve our skills. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Well, Dave, thank you so much for walking us through all of that. Really, really appreciate it. I'm gonna pivot right quick here, as we kind of go into the final segments of the show here. What kind of a shack are you running now? What do you got going on? What do you got in the works in your
you asked me that question. Okay. I'm running an IC 7300, and I've had that for about a little over a year now. Running to an 80-meter off-center fed dipole, currently at 22 feet.
Cool.
Prior to that, it was at 60 feet or 55. Anyway, about 50 feet in the cedar trees, but those came down thanks to Helene.
Oh no!
So my wife loves it because I'm running a wire. Wires. I don't have a big station. I mean, I have a water gun over here. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to say? I have a water gun, and I've been very successful with the water gun.
Persistence is paying off.
Yeah.
And anybody can. I say that again. Anyone can do it and do well if you stick to it, if you learn as you go along. And I mean, I've had. It's just been. I love contesting, and I've learned a lot about it. I've learned how to do it, and I don't know everything. Okay, I'm just saying I know what it takes to be a good contester. Station's important, and a big factor depends on the contest, but in certain contests, it's operator skills are more important. And I'm going to get some flack on this one, but operator skills are more important than possibly the station, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
if-
absolutely.
Yeah.
So before that, it was TS50, and before that was an IC 706 MK2, and then ICOM 730. So it's again low power all the way,
Right.
and CW is one of my favorite modes.
Yeah.
I've been operating CW for 50
Yeah.
years now, and
Awesome.
if you hear me on, you better listen a couple of times because I'll probably be flying.
Yeah.
One of the secrets, I'm going to give away a secret, but when Jim 84EB or K8MR or some of these other mobiles are operating, I will send my call sign at 52 words a minute.
Wow.
Nice.
And I get a response at about the same thing. And I'll make a contact within seconds.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but they all know who's calling. They don't even have to hear it anymore, you know.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And one of the keys to success in contesting is getting on and operating in every contest that you possibly can, because people will know who you are. You know that call sign. I know my call sign is very unusual. I was WN4AFP in July of 75, upgraded to general. I got WB4AFP. And then in 2006 or so, I decided I wanted my WN call back. So with the Vanity program, I could get it back. And
Nice.
I got a little ribbing for that when I got my, you're going back to the novice days? Or something like that.
No concerns about not having a super short call sign, like 1x2, 2x1?
Every time I think about doing that, there are a couple that I really wanted, and it does make a difference. It can make a difference, but being known is, to me, more important than a long call sign. I mean, a short call sign. My call sign, WN4, how many are there out there?
Right.
In the CQWPX, I've been the only one or one of a couple maybe for 10 years, you know. And since I'm operating at a multi-op now during WPX, there's not, there've been years when there wasn't one. So when somebody hears WN4 and they don't even have to hear the rest, some of the regular operators in the QSO parties, they know who it is. So being known like that is very important. So making a change, yes, I've thought about it. Ain't gonna happen.
There you go.
Like we say down here, it just ain't gonna happen. No.
What's your favorite CW key?
I've got a Vibraplex brass racer right now, and I also picked up a new iambic paddle. Tried to use the iambic keying, and it just haven't. Every time I try it just doesn't work with something up here. But I use a paddle, all the time, and I do. The brass racers worked out really, really well.
Sounds good.
But I love CW.
Great.
And speaking of the different modes that are available, I think, Jim, you talked about digital operation. It's coming along in the QSO parties. More and more QSO parties are offering that. And South Carolina did this several years ago. But if you don't operate digital in some of the QSO parties, you're not going to win. You're not going to be up there in the top unless you do operate digital. So
Absolutely. All right, Jim, what's going on in the shack?
Sure. Building a shack. I have recently, I think I alluded to this earlier, within the last 3 weeks, I've moved from Georgia to Florida. I've got a new place. It's got more room in the yard. I've put up my first antenna. I've got a off-center fed dipole for 10 to 160. This is because my yard is so big now. I've actually got room for that. So it's only up about, the ends are up about 50 feet in the air. The center's only up about 20 feet. So need to work on that. But the big thing here is going to be, there's an outbuilding that I'm going to be turning into a full-fledged shack that I'll be able to do just about anything out of there, including all my ham radio prep videos. So that's less operating in the short term while we build the new shack, and then long term it'll be fun. But I POTA'd last weekend with my friends at POTA Power. I've got another new radio coming back in the breezeway room. I've got just a radio set up with a battery so I can goof around with it a little bit, and the new antenna. So I'm having fun kind of redoing everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Andy, what about you?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. So currently I've still got just my one antenna put up out here. It's a homebrew 20-meter dipole, up not very high, maybe only 7 or 8 feet, maybe 10. I'm not sure exactly how high it is. It's not terrible.
Is that so you could work on it when you needed to?
Yeah, it's because I didn't get anything higher at this point.
By the way, when I told you my 80-40 dipoles were like at 15 feet, well, there was a time they went down to about 8, so I could go out and work on them, and my wife could hang clothes on them and stuff. I mean, it's just like the kids are running into them. That's how bad it was. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So right now I'm kind of I've got my radio wings clipped. I'm a bit radio silent at the moment because my Kenwood TS570D, my shack radio, started having this issue where every time I key it up, it power cycles. Not every time I key it up. When it gets warmed up just a little bit, it'll start power cycling. So looked into it. I think I'm going to need to recap it. Hopefully that fixes the issue. Put a few new capacitors in it. So there'll probably be a video coming out. I'm going to make my ham radio prep YouTube channel debut here soon with a radio recapping video, hopefully.
Okay.
So I've got that on the workbench behind me over there, ready to be disassembled and recapped and reassembled, and hopefully that goes smoothly and no major issues. But so that's primarily what's going on over here in the shack. I do have a of course I'm going to be hopefully doing some POTA activations here pretty soon as I get time. Got a CFT1 radio on loan right now that I'll be it's one of the new CW only radios, just a little QRP radio on loan at the moment that I'm wanting to take out and do a POTA activation with. So looking forward to that. But other than that, not a lot going on in the shack until I can get my Kenwood back on the air.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But that's what's going on my end. So
Jim, can I ask you a question about POTA operation?
Yeah, sure.
How are the county? Let's see. If you're operating from a park, you would probably could state that you're in one of the counties, maybe surrounding counties, or
yes. So I've done
kind of nebulous there.
Yeah. So the park I was in last weekend is called Dudley Farm State Park, and it is firmly in Alachua County. So. Okay. I would have no problem saying I'm in 3616 Alachua County. And
absolutely.
Count them up for both.
All right.
Okay. And I've been up in a park, Bennett Springs State Park here in Missouri, and they're literally, the county line goes through the park. So I could be operating from one county, literally walk across the line to the other county and start back in again. It's absolutely.
Okay. Are the lines pretty? I haven't operated POTA, so are the lines available there in the parks? Or it seems like it's kind of tough to find them.
Lots of park maps will probably have that information on it, or state map shows that area or something would have that on there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's generally what I use as well. It does, take a little bit of orienteering to lay this map on top of that map and say, okay, well, I'm in this place in that county. And sometimes it's really obvious and sometimes it's not. So you've just got to kind of play it by ear.
Okay. All right. And so it's basically the burden of proof is really the operator.
Yes. Yes. And for POTA, at least, it's the best practice is be in the park, and you're responsible for figuring out where that is and where that isn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, thank you so much for joining us. Learned a lot today. Really appreciate
Thank
you
you, Dave.
coming on.
Thank you. It's good to meet you, Jim, and Andy. Good to meet you, and
Good to
thanks
meet you
for
guys.
what you guys are doing. I'm a believer in WRL. Again, got my vote, and we're just glad to be a part of it. And if we, we'll be there to help any way we can when it comes to QP
Appreciate it.
contesting. When we see something on the loggers, hey, we gotta go call Andy, And I know y'all are working on the Cabrillo, kind of getting that set up where you have the
we've
counties
got
and
a
everything in it.
System already in place and working. So
we're
absolutely got that. So if people want to get a hold of you, Dave, how would they go about that? One more time, I think you gave us a website earlier.
State QSO Party.com is our website, and you can go on there and you'll see about us, how contact us. Information is there on the site, contact information. If you want to go to my QRZ page, feel free to. You can contact me via email from that if you wish. So not a problem with that. But stateqsoparty.com is a great, best place to find us, and you can ask us questions that way.
Jim, what about you?
I think right now, best place to go, Ham Radio Prep. Check out our courses. You can check out our YouTube channel as well. We've got a ton of stuff going up on there. I've got a new video coming out in the next few days that talks about if you want to get involved in HF but don't have a really good budget, how you can shop around at Hamfest and get the right pieces to put yourself together. Set up for maybe less than $900. Which new radios out there are definitely not $900. So you got a lot of good options out there.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to get a hold of me, community.worldradiologue.com. You can tag me at N0APX. That'll alert me that you're trying to get a hold of me. You can find me in our Discord. We've got a Discord set up and rolling now, so we'll link that down below. And you can email me, andy@worldradiologue.com. So lots of ways to get a hold of me. Just reach out. If you have a question, we'd be happy to help you out. So that's it. Join us next time for QRM episode 6. We'll be looking for you there. Thanks again, Dave, for joining us. Appreciate having you on.
Thanks for
Dave.
For being
Good to see you. Thank you, Jim.
Once again. 7-3, everybody.
7-3,
have a
Andy.
great day.
Bye-bye.